standing ahead of the vehicle. So as you can see, it's quite familiar to what we had seen with the Mahindra Thar E concept. Super duper aggressive, a great combination of something that is functional, focused on off-road capability, and of course giving you that all important road presence that's become quite important, something that we've seen a lot of people get attracted towards the Thar Rocks itself. And in effect, this particular car is previewing a model that we're expecting to hit the market as a production spec car somewhere between 2027, towards the end of 2027, going into 2028. So you can think of this as a successor to the Mahindra Thar Rocks because it is a 5-door vehicle after all. So up front you see the familiar Try and Sue Us Now front grille. You have the 6 pattern down there along with these little squares at the bottom. You also have this really unique BRL pattern towards the side of the headlights. Really strong haunches, properly boxy finish towards the bonnet, nice and aggressive. You also have these bonnet clamps that's going to be so attractive. Honestly speaking, if they manage to get most of this into the production car itself, I don't really see the need for people to even hop in towards the aftermarket. Like we've seen with the Thar E concept, the Vision-T has also got these bumpers protruding out towards the side. So if you happen to be going towards a trail or something that's dealing with a lot of obstacles, you can scratch up the car. It is this bit that's going to be sort of scratchy, sort of rough, that's going to take the impact first and not the body panel itself. For the concept car, you will also see these all-terrain tires. And right now I'm not going to get into tire and wheel size because realistically I'm expecting somewhere in the territory of 19 to 20 inches, but it depends on what the production car is going to be. Now take a look at that side profile. Tell me that isn't absolutely incredible. And by the way, you might be wondering, is this just going to be a concept car or is this something we're going to be seeing getting into production as well? But given what we've seen with models like the B6, I can definitely be confident that something like this is going to be at least 90 to 95% close to production ready. Coming in towards certain details, you see this squared off finish for the wing mirrors with that rugged little extension for the mirror case itself. Exposed door hinges of course, and probably they'll be introducing the functionality to take these doors off if you need as well. At the bottom, of course, you will spot the functional side step. And right now what we have seeing here is a exterior concept design, not something that's giving us a full detail of what you can expect on the inside. But even on the inside, this thing is going to be quite matching up with the nature. In fact, what I'm going to do is try and give you a little sneak peek into what the cabin looks like. There you go. That's a little peek of what the car is going to be like on the inside. But you have that typical rugged SUV, old school SUV sort of finish. We have a very flat dashboard, a humongous touchscreen in the middle, which is, well, we can call it retro modern. But here, let's get a closer look at the chunky door handles. And as we move towards the rear 3/4, you see a similar sort of indented finish for the tail light. And possibly you might think that this looks a little bit familiar as well. Let me just hop over towards the rear, give you a look at what this thing looks like when you're going to be following it. So this of course is an accessory where you have the jerry can rather dangling towards the side. But here you'll see a massive tailgate mounted spare tire. You have this chunky bumper with the exposed tow bars at the back. And because of how the body is kept a little bit slim, you can see that especially if you were to move to wider tires, I'm not sure what they're going to go with the production spec, but you can definitely expect this to have quite that typical old school off-roader stance. Not SUV, proper off-roader. From the Vision-T, we move on towards the Vision-S SXT, and this is arguably the best angle to look at this. Now, a quick bit of information for you. The Vision-S SXT and the Vision-T are both going to be coming together. So like I mentioned, somewhere towards the end of 2027, early 2028 when it comes to their production spec. So this is sort of a combination between SUV and pickup, and it's not typically a pickup. You can think of this like something like you've seen in the Bronco convertible, or you can also think of this as Mahindra trying to bring back what vibe they wanted with the Mahindra Bolero Stinger, if you remember that. So here you have this little bit of a bed at the back that's holding these massive tires to a combination of functionality, but more importantly going towards the style angle of everything. Definitely a out and out, more so of a lifestyle SUV in comparison to the Thar, or rather the Vision-T itself. Now as we move towards the side, you see that
the final stalk begins. The mothers block her path. But in a flat-out chase, nothing can outrun a cheetah. Too lightweight to jump on top, she must trip her prey. Missed. But having timed her run to perfection, she still has energy to try again.
So you have those old school elements like the chunky fenders that will be finished in a sort of rough material. You have the door handle itself tucked in behind the C-pillar, exposed door hinges, black color door handle right here. So it's a lot more off-road focused in its nature. So the car itself is going to be targeting multiple global markets. So we're expecting this to be not only be NCAP compliant, but also being great for crash safety ratings, even with more stringent programs like Australian NCAP. Bear in mind, South Africa, Australia, these are the kind of markets where Mahindra's definitely looking to make stronger inroads into, and cars like this are definitely going to play a very strong role into making that happen. Now there are minor differences with the Vision SXT in terms of the design. You can take a look at the front grille. You have this little bit of a panel that's covering up the front grille. Looks a lot more rugged. You also have this yellow light at the bottom for the DRL pattern over here. But again, these are sort of placeholders giving an indication of what kind of vibe they're going for with this particular design. So that was the Mahindra Vision SXT. That is the Vision T. Two cars that are coming in towards the starting of 2028 or end of 2027. What do you think about them? Do you think you'd like to see the Thar ROXX evolve into something like this or not? Bear in mind, front wheel drive, monocoque, all-wheel drive will be an option, electrification and ICE, it's ready for everything. So this is